Hello and welcome to our show, Money Matters. I am NURSYUHAZLYANA, your host for today. Today, we will bring you a conversation that matters most: your money, your choices, your future. In this show, we will explore how people manage their finance, from daily spending and saving habits to future financial planning. We will hear real experiences, practical tips and simple advice that anyone can apply for daily life. Whether you are a student, a working adult, or planning for future, this show is here to help you make smarter financial decisions. So now, we are going to interview someone to ask them about their family financial. So, let's go. Hi!
Hi.
May I interview you guys?
Yes.
Okay, by the way, are you guys siblings?
Yes.
I see. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is ADLINA. My name is YASMIN.
Okay, I want to ask you about your family savings.
Sure.
Okay. Do you know where your family keeps their savings?
Yes. For our grandparents, we call it as silent generation. For our parents, we call it as Generation X.
Okay.
For silent generation, they usually keep their saving at home in cash form. Because people on that generation are low in exposure about formal financial banking. So they like to keep it at home. For Generation X, they prefer to keep their savings in bank because due to safety and interest dividend reasons.
Okay. So next is about debt.
Okay.
What kind of debt do they have?
For silent generation, they have no debt because they have inherited their home from their parents, so our great grandparents, and they bought their car by cash. But for Generation X, they have several amount of debt like housing loan, car loan, and credit card debt.
Okay. So what are these two generations most spending?
For silent generation, they usually spend on essential needs such as food, fuel, and utilities. But for Generation X, they have diversified spending such as EPF, TWSP contribution, food, fuel, shopping, travel, and emergency funds.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let's get further. I want to ask HANI YASMIN about future and financial planning.
Of course.
About your both generation, for silent generation and Generation X. Okay. First question. Have they ever planned for retirement before this? And if yes, how?
Okay, so for silent generation, they did not having any retirement planning. But for the Generation X, of course, they have a retirement planning, but they're usually saving their money by contributing to EPF to ensure the long-term financial security.
Oh, okay, I see. So the next question is related to financial literacy.
Okay.
Okay, does your family think retirement planning is important?
Yes, my family think the retirement planning is important in different ways depending in the generation. Because for silent X, they did not really think retirement planning is important because he is actually a government employer back then. So he think about because since he is government employee, so he literally just getting a money monthly by receive a pension fund. But for the Generation X,
He thinks it is really important for planning retirement, even though he is also a government employee and also receive a pension fund every monthly, but he is also think that retirement planning is important for their personal saving in the future.
Alright. Okay, let's keep it going. This is topic related to financial technology.
Alright.
Okay. Which financial service does your family use more often?
For my for the silent acts, silent generation, for the silent generation, they use a traditional banking service. But for the Generation X, they're usually using a financial technology service.
Oh, okay. So the last question, which financial technology platforms do you usually use?
My family, for the silent generation, they use a physical online banking because he is comfortable using it. But for the Generation X, they're using like online banking, GrabPay, ShopeePay, for any transactions.
Oh, okay. So this is the end of our interview session. So thank you for you guys.
Thank you
too.
Bye.
So, what lesson that we can learn from this is how economic condition and life experience fundamentally shape the financial habit in our society. For instance, the silent generation tends to keep cash at home rather than at the bank. This habit will make them good in a survival mode mentality. In contrast, Generation X demonstrate a higher awareness of inflation and debt risk, choosing to keep their money in bank to facilitate wealth growth through the interest. We also can see that the vital necessity of active retirement planning is that while the older generation often lack a formal plan, Gen X shows much better preparation through consistent contribution to fund like the ETF. When comparing financial knowledge and tools, Generation X is significantly more skilled than the silent generation. While the silent generation relies on traditional, physical cash method, Gen X has embraced the shift towards e-money and digital banking. However, the most surprising finding was the debt paradox. We often assume that being debt-free equals better financial health. Through Mr. Zahari and Mr. Ahmad, we saw that this isn't always true. While the silent generation avoid debt entirely, Generation X actually has a stronger financial position despite carrying more debt. This is because they use debt as a strategic tool for asset acquisition like homes and cars rather than just a liability. As a student, this corrected our misconception about the debt. While we often receive debt as a burden, our analysis revealed that when we manage it strategically, as seen in Generation X, use of housing and car loans is transformed into a powerful financial tools that enable individuals to acquire appreciation, asset and building significant net worth for earlier than a cash. Moving forward, there are plenty of recommendations that I can give to the younger generation to improve more on their financial habits. First, we must clarify our income immediately into specific categories, such as utilities, emergency fund, lifestyle, and long-term investment. To build discipline in yourself, I recommend that you guys should set up automatic contribution to saving funds the moment income is received. This ensure consistency and prevent reckless spending. You guys also need to know how to differentiate the needs and wants. This will help you to discipline and ensure that even when your income increase later in life, you don't automatically increase your spending on wants. Instead, you can direct the extra money towards the good debt or in the investment. Finally, I believe that financial education should be a family affair. I recommend that older generation should share their financial story and reports to the younger generation. By seeing both the positive habit and the mistake of our elder, the younger generation can learn what to emulate and what to avoid. They also can teach them about the debt quality, which means family should directly teach the difference between good debt and bad debt. to their younger generation. With this recommendation, I hope that the younger generation will improve more in their financial habit at a young age.
Overall, this interview helped our group understand how financial habits are shaped by different life experiences and economic conditions. After interviewing Mr. Zahari from Silent Generation and Mr. Ahmad NORHAD from Generation X, we clearly saw the differences in how they manage their money. One main reflection is how each generation saves their money. The silent generation prefers to keep cash at home because they grew up in difficult times and focus more on survival life. They feel safer having physical money. In contrast, Generation X is more aware of risks such as inflation and theft, so they prefer to save money in banks. Another important lesson is about retirement planning. The silent generation does not focus more on retirement because their priority was daily survival. However, for Generation X is more aware of future uncertainty and prepares early by contributing to EPF. This shows us how important early retirement planning is. In terms of financial knowledge and tools, Generation X is more familiar with digital banking and e-wallets, while the silent generation relies on traditional methods. However, the silent generation avoids debt and values stability, while Generation X is willing to take reasonable risks like loans for cars and houses that can become assets. One surprising lesson that we learned is that having no debts does not always mean better financial health. Even though Generation X has more debt, they often have higher savings and assets. This helps us understand that debt can be used as a tool for asset growth if managed properly. As a student, this interview taught us the importance of starting financial planning early. Saving and investing early can help prevent financial problems in the future. Overall, this interview showed us that good financial habits, planning, and knowledge are very important for long-term financial security. That's all from us. Thank you.